So we're going to go ahead and get started today. I'm 66. So one of the things that I have noticed is that sometimes I walk into the kitchen and go, what the hell am I doing in here? And I know that I'm capable of thinking and remembering, but I wanted to talk about the amount of information that we receive on a daily basis. I've heard fantastic numbers like, 4 billion bits of information per day or whatever the numbers may be. We have a tremendous amount of information that is coming at us at any given moment. And I wanted to talk today. There may be things that you want to remember. And with the flood of information that we're getting, wouldn't it be a great idea to have a pat method to remember whatever you wanted? This means yes. This means no. This means I don't know. Okay, good. Get head nod. Great. All right. So one of the things I want to talk about, in your memory uh, adventure is the power of intention. Now, I know you guys are going to roll your eyes and go, man, that's all you ever do is talk about it. Intention. But intention literally is your magic wand as the beginning to remember anything that you want. By setting an intention to remember something is your very first step. We're going to talk about a couple of different steps today. We're going to talk about the three things that you absolutely need in order to remember anything. Number one, you need something to remember. Number two is you need a place to put that, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second. And then the third thing that you're going to need is you need a mental glue, which means connecting that memory to something that you already know or making it stand out by imagining it in a funny or like a weird way. And I just thought I'd give you a couple of examples. Just play along with me. Let's say which could be kind of crazy, that you guys are all back in high school and you need to remember some date, like what year was the Declaration of Independence signed. So what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that inside of your head, you're walking into your mental library and you have a section in your mental library called important historical dates. And I just want you to imagine for a second that you're walking into this section, and on a shelf, there's a little sign that says Key American History Dates. Now, to make this stick in your head, I want you to imagine yourself at a huge party in 1776. George Washington's there and James Madison's there, and there's this big 1776 balloon floating around. Now, this might seem a little bit absurd, but when you think about the signing of the Declaration of Independence, does the balloon come up? Next example would be your friend's birthday. And let's say that your friend's birthday or anniversary is coming up on April 15th, and you want to make absolutely sure that you send them a card. So in your mind's eye, you can either use your special friend days calendar in your head, or you can go back into your library and imagine that there's this big, bright, shiny sticker that goes underneath their name and marks it. And if you really want to stick it with some interesting glue, imagine your friend dressed up as a giant tax form because April 15th is tax day in the US. And then the third example, why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the guts. So what I want you to do is walk back into your library and turn left and then go right, and you're gonna have a joke vault. And you're gonna take this joke and you're going to put it in. And the way that I want you to remember this joke is just imagine a skeleton trying to pick a fight and then looking confused because he can't find his guts. Okay. And I know that some of these are kind of silly and stuff like that, but if you'll get into a habit of making certain that you go through these 3 steps, turning your memory into a daily habit is going to be important. The amount of information that we're going to be getting over the next days, weeks, months, years, decades, they're going to just keep pouring more and more information at you that they want you to remember versus what you want to remember. So I've got another analogy for you. Try to imagine for a moment that your brain is like a castle. Okay. And all this information is like an army trying to break into your castle, making it hard for you to remember things. You get stressed out. It's like the gates are open, they're pouring stuff in. But we're going to give you a secret weapon to keep those gates closed and protect your castle. And our secret weapon is going to be called the hypnotic shield. And using hypnosis to help you relax and keep your brain safe from stress. Hypnosis can help you calm down, focus better, and make your memory castle stronger. And what I'd like you to do just for a moment, you don't have to close your eyes or anything like that, but just kind of like follow along. I'd like you to imagine for a moment that you're stepping into a memory trance. You're stepping into a magical world where inside of your head, everything that you've ever seen or heard or touched or felt or tasted or smelled is right there perfectly. And you can call into your brain directly and tell it exactly what you want to keep safe and sound. The analogy that I use is my hypnotic phone, and I pick up the phone and I hear on the other side, it goes, maintenance. So I can literally direct my memories to go into any place that I want to do. And I want to challenge you to begin doing this. So just for a week, that's all. I'm no longer going to do lifetime suggestions. I'm just going to say this week, what I'd like you to do every night before you go to bed, I want you to like close your eyes and take a little trip through your head. We'll call it a nightly voyage. And I want you to imagine going through your day and everything that you learned or everything that you want to remember. And you're just like watching a movie in your head. And when you see something that you want to remember, pause the movie and just give yourself a little mental instruction. I want to remember this in this section of my mind. You can do the mental glue thing if that helps. And then you run the movie because you're telling your brain, hey, these are important. I want to keep these forever. And the more that you do this, and like I said, we're only going to do it for a week, but the more that you do this, the more able you're going to be able to remember times, dates, people's names, movies that you enjoy that you want to tell your friend about, or whatever song that you wanted to remember. And I wanted to just do a short video today and do a toolkit. And I'd like to just go over those instructions one more time. Is you need to have something to remember. You need a place to put it. And you need some type of mental glue to stick it there. Now, can be an association. I know someone on this call who associates things with what they already know. Or it could be something just absolutely crazy that you made up that will make you smile or make you laugh, and you will remember that forever. And then the final thing that I wanted to talk about today is, if you guys are interested in this topic, and I'm speaking also to the people that are on Facebook Live, would you guys be interested in doing a little 2 or 3 hour webinar sometime soon on how to really supercharge your memory and do some exact stuff? I've taken some things where to this day, I can do the imagination, and I can see all of those things, and I can remember them exactly in order. And in this day and age, with all of the information and all of the gloom and dooming that they have on the internet and on the news and in the radio and all this other stuff, we really need to protect our mind and protect our memories, because I really don't want somebody, taking up real estate in my head. I'll leave a post in the comments. So if you guys are interested in the video, then we'll do that in a week or so. And thanks everybody for watching.